am sitting with Miss Janie. We are continuing the conversation regarding a common mortgage question of what is my interest rate going to be? But first, before we go on, once again, Janie, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Of course, thanks for having me,
I think
Isabel.
it's super important that we help people understand the mortgage process is such a huge part of the home buying process, right?
Right, and a lot of times the biggest investment anyone will make in their life.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's such an important time in people's lives, and it's so critical to have a good real estate agent that can walk you through it, but even as important, a good mortgage officer that can help you, get pre-qualified and also make sure that the whole process is nice and smooth and that you get the very best product possible. Anyway, this is why I love working with Janie. She's an amazing officer. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me or directly to Janie.
Thanks,
anyway, but let's continue our conversation. So the question of the day is, what is my interest rate going to be? And your short answer was,
well, it's going to vary. There's lots of variables
and you can't
interest rate.
exactly just give it, right?
Right.
I know that we see in the news, I was mentioning to you that lately I've been seeing the news saying interest rates are at 5%, but that's not a true number.
Reflection,
Yeah.
right? They're constantly changing. It's whatever the
changing.
market's doing, and your personal situation as far as credit score, down payment, loan amount, those are all important details that determine an interest rate. The term of your loan.
And so keep watching our video series. We'll break down all those topics that she just mentioned.
Yes, for sure.
So again, your interest rates is going to be based on your portfolio, right? On your particular scenario. So based on your job. How long you've been in a job, right?
We look at that for qualification, but that doesn't determine your interest rate.
Right, but just overall, right?
Correct.
When you apply with somebody, they're going to take into consideration all of those things. But credit score, your income, right? All those factors, that's super important. And
your assets, your savings.
Yeah. And also what program you want to utilize, right? In terms of which
there's options these days.
Yeah.
Whether we go with FHA or conventional.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just kind of head towards ending this conversation. But if somebody calls you on the phone, right, and says, Isabel, give me your name and number, I want to apply for a loan. What's your conversation like right after you hear that?
Well, the first thing I would probably ask is, when do you plan on purchasing a home?
Great question.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, we want to start shopping. Great. I'd love to be able to help you with that. That's what I'm here for. Let's get started with an application.
Okay.
I would send them my link. They take 10 to 15 minutes, complete a few questions. Hopefully you'll give me the opportunity to review your credit. And then that's really what gets us started in application.
And correct me if I'm wrong, which is a great information. I'm glad that you just went through that. After that is you can give them an estimate as to what their potential interest rate would be.
Correct.
Based on the amount of house they want to buy or so. But the reality is that you have to actually have a home in mind to have what the interest rate will actually be for them. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Correct. We actually have to, before we can actually lock a rate, we need to have a contract in place.
Right.
With a contract, that's basically an agreement to purchase a home. Until we have that, we really don't lock your rate, although there's other programs out there that have recently launched. But again, realistically, interest rate comes into play once you're ready to lock.
Which kind of goes back to our short answer that you get an estimate, but you really aren't going to know until you actually have that home and are ready to go, because we don't know what the market is doing. So anyway, I think we went full circle. I hope that was helpful. Thank you, Janie, again for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Isabel Guzman, Realtor with eXp Realty, and my guest is
Janie Robles with Guaranteed Rate.
Have a good day. Thanks for watching.